Honesty Box. Okay, now I was also going to compare the two apps. H&R Block has 76 fans. Now this is going to stay on, and I'm sure closer to tax accounting season this number will go up, so April 15th it'll be significantly higher, but right now it's rather low. Honesty Box is a popular app. They have 2,489,000 plus monthly active users. Okay, this guy actually, Daniel, I know him, and this is what he does for a living. But this is an application that was actually that has gone viral, that has done really well, and it's the point here is not to look at you know, oh well, this is this and that is that. The point is, he's done something that has caught people's attention. Now, what is it that your company can do, and what is this other company doing wrong that it hasn't brought enough attention? Or maybe it has brought the right amount of attention because that small amount of users were the core people that you were looking to get at anyhow. Depends on your own situation, but you need to look at not necessarily what your competitors are doing, more along the lines of who's using this properly, who's using this tool properly, and how do I learn from them in order to do it right for us. And it works. Social media works. Dell's earned $3 million from Twitter. That was back in June. Okay, what they do is they put out coupons, the coupon code, to track where the money is coming from, over to the very end of where the money goes. It works. People buy. So where is your brand? These are just some tools for you to find out where you are, what you're doing. I mean, I'm assuming that you already know this, but these are different ways to get out into different brands. Why do it? Email used to be the #1 tool to be able to engage with your clients. You've got newsletters, you do email campaigns, but now people don't open them up as much as they used to. If you get a 2% open rate, I think, something like this, you've done really well. That's sad. It also has a lot to do with how often you send the email newsletters, what information are you giving inside of the email newsletters, but it's just not as effective as it used to be. Because people have a lot more information barraging them all the time. But they go on to Facebook every day. So if they're following you on Facebook and you posted something on your Facebook brand page, they get it in their immediate homepage when you see the newsfeed. They get it in the newsfeed. So it's just there. And it's not necessarily in their face. They don't have to open up anything. It's just there. They glance it, they see it. They'll either respond to it or not, but you could also see whether they're responding to it because you can see if you're being mentioned. Social networks are gaining in web traffic. Huge amounts. They're growing, and they're growing fast. Now there's the dilemma that people are on social networks to interact with people and not brands. This is not a bad thing, because you want people to interact with people. They may follow you on Facebook. They may not ever write to you about something, but maybe you've written something that they find interesting and they retweet it, or they re-comment about it on Facebook. They share it with others. Okay, that's user-generated content. That's people talking about your brand, about your product, about your service. That's good. You want people to be talking to other people. That's what marketing is. Push marketing isn't as effective. I'm not saying don't do the billboard. I'm not saying don't do the TV commercial. I'm not saying don't do the magazine commercial. Now you have to do that and this, because that alone isn't going to get you the same effect that both of them combined will. And SEO, it's been mildly changed by Google personalized search. Okay, so what I see in my search isn't necessarily what somebody else sees in their search. So you have to think to yourself, all right, if I'm just using my whole campaign as keywords, that may not get you the same results. Because other people, what they end up getting from their keywords isn't what somebody else gets, and it's also kind of hard to check. So this is something else you have to keep in mind. And you avoid a lot of this by getting people on their social networks that they use, instead of trying to pull them in while they're searching.
Excuse me, this is one clarification. Educate me on, does Google have a memory?
Yes.
Since if I type Ajit Prasad in my office directory, I get one listing of sites. And if I type Ajit Prasad in my direct home, I get another listing.
Unless you have certain things turned off. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Who just said what? No, it's not the cookies. It's not the cookies. It's the security. You have to do the security. It'll turn off the cookies. The security levels will end up turning off the cookies, but now it's automatic on everyone's computer. And unless you end up changing your security settings, which most people don't even know how to do, you are getting personalized search whether you like it or not.
Right. So how do I know that my brand or my bio data is actually being seen the way I see from my
Google Alerts, check on Bing. But you're not going to see it. That's the whole point. If you're doing a search, you're not going to get the same search as somebody else. That's the whole point of personalized search. They're trying to make SEO less effective because they don't want people manipulating information. They don't want spammers manipulating keywords in order to get themselves at the top of the search results list, as opposed to the people or the companies, the information that the people actually want. The whole point is they don't want it to be manipulated. And in order to make sure it's not manipulated, they see how you look for things, what your interests are, and then they do the correlation between. And that's what's changed search, and it's going to get even further from that. Because if they feel that your site has been written for SEO, they'll ban you for life.
What do you mean a site is written for SEO?
Have you ever seen a site that's written for SEO? It's like, written for SEO. It's like it's not written for humans. It's all certain keywords written at a very specific.
Generally, they go the taglines and they add it, and probably every 2 days keep refreshing it so that they have a high rate.
No, it's not that. It's not the taglines. It's literally written in a way that is just such awkward, awful language, but uses very specific words very close to the top, and then repeats it multiple times throughout the whole page. Oh, it's horrible. You always know when you're on a written for SEO page because you can't read it. And Google doesn't like written for SEO. Basically it's a spam page.
But then in your keywords, if you say like a company, what is it, say Ford, Dell, and all those people with keywords, Dell, computers and stuff. So then DellComputers.com will be the first one.
Well, okay, Dell is huge. But what if it's something like pool cleaner? Okay, and you want to have and a spam site has decided that they're going to do just one-page pool cleaner, a bunch of advertisements for pool cleaner all over the site, and SEO written text in the middle. If they do it properly, they can get to the top of the results. They're not as big as Dell. And so some pool cleaning company that really wants to give information or get customers and is paying Google for advertising can't get to the top of the results because somebody else wrote their site for SEO and they wrote their site for customers. So they're being punished for somebody else's manipulation. So Google will block the SEO written site if they find it. They don't always find it, but they do try. Their spiders are pretty good. Yeah, their spiders are pretty good.
These days there's also this, you can push search result up to right it. You can promote it. So if there are not enough promotions, they push it up.
Right, but a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people do no comments whatsoever. But yeah, they use a method of social interaction in order to try and help their own results. But a way to avoid it completely is to go to where the customers are, and instead of having you have the corporate website with your pool cleaning information, but then you also have a website about pool cleaning on Facebook, the Facebook fan page or the group page, and then you have the Twitter account. And you follow keywords in Twitter, say you follow pool cleaning, and if somebody writes about pool cleaners on Twitter, you see the tweets.